We are ready to go with another edition of Across Louisiana here in the capital area. We want to welcome Andrew Tadman. He's with the East Baton Rouge Parish Library. How are you?
Good, thank you.
All right, and you've got a friend with you. Go ahead and hold it up a little bit the way our camera is there.
This is Sprocket, and he is the mascot of the 2015 Baton Rouge Mini Maker Faire, which I'm here today to tell you about. So the Maker Faire, you're probably wondering what it is. It's part craft show and part science fair and part something else entirely when it all comes together. So there's going to be all kinds of things going on, and we're currently looking for people who would like to participate in the event. So it can be low-tech like quilting or sewing art, to the high-tech side like 3D printing, drones and electronics. So there'll be something for every hobbyist.
So if you build a robot, you can certainly bring them over, hence Sprocket being part of it.
Yep, you can show it off, and people who are attending can find that passion that you have for robotics and can make communities happen.
And I saw on the sheet that you guys sent over that you had 3,000 people. Was last year your first one?
Yep, last year was the first one. We had over 3,000 people.
That's a lot.
Yeah, we weren't sure. It's the first year. People didn't really know what it was, so it's going to be bigger this year. Last year we had food trucks, fire cannons, virtual reality headsets, just all kind of stuff and events going on all day.
I attended one before, and people kind of dressed in the steampunk theme. Does that happen? Do people do any dressing to come to the fair at all?
Yeah, last year we had steampunk people, and we're hoping to get them again, and maybe some more costuming.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are looking for people who would like to participate in that. And we do have a website, makerfairbatonrouge.com, where you can apply to have a table and join us.
So could it be, like, walk me through if I want to do something. Let's say I make something, but you know, I don't know if I have enough for a whole booth. You can accommodate me from anywhere from a booth to a table type of thing?
Well, we have just one set size for a table, but you don't have to be a big organization to come and do it. It's very open for individuals. The strength is on what you've got to show off and for the passion for it. And anything that's interactive is really good, because it's one thing for people to come by and look and say, oh, that's cool. But if they can actually, you know, get some hands-on interactivity with it, then that's much more engaging.
So you could have finished product that you make. Say if you make wooden toys, you could have some finished ones, but you could also have some, hey, you can help me put the final components kind of a thing on there that would fit.
Yeah, absolutely. Last year we had the woodworkers. They were doing woodwork in the middle of the library. So yeah, all sorts. And you can also register for tickets now, because it's coming up in September, on September 26th. So it's a little bit of a way off. So you can register through Maker Faire Baton Rouge. It is a free event. It's going to be indoors, outdoors, rain or shine. But by registering, you'll be able to get a reminder closer to the time. And we're really excited that our partner, Acadian Robotics, have donated a 3D printer to us.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to be having a raffle of all the people who've registered. So one lucky person will be going home with a 3D printer.
Wow, that's incredible. You know, all the investor sites are saying, invest your money in 3D printing. It's going to change the world, and we're hearing more and more about it.
Yeah, 3D printing is something we've been doing at the library for a couple of years now, and we'll be showing it off at the event. A lot of our electronics as well, kind of engineering, because the beauty of all this technology, robotics, is it really engages the kids, and they're actually learning science, technology, and engineering principles without even realizing it.
That's great. Okay, Andrew, we've run out of time. Thank you so much. Good luck with the event.
Thank you.
We hope that you will join and bring off your wares to the Makers Faire. We're going to take a look at a feature from Peak, but it's different. They've got a new place called the Peak Pelvic Floor Clinic. Take a look.
Pelvic floor therapy is something that lots of people don't know about or know that they can get help for. It's a very sensitive subject. People don't really like to talk about it around here, about bladder dysfunction, bowel dysfunction, or any kind of pelvic pain. But it's very common for women, especially after having babies or in the menopausal years. So having a place like this is a very comfortable place for them to come so that they can get treatment for their pelvic muscle dysfunction, and we can really work to eliminate the bladder and bowel symptoms. So at the initial evaluation, we sit and talk where the patient tells me their symptoms, I get a good medical history on the patient, and then I explain to them the function of the pelvic muscles related to their bladder or bowel dysfunction. When we come into the treatment room, we use the biofeedback technology to get a muscle reading. We watch it on the computer screen. The patient watches it with me. We analyze the muscle strength. I show the patient, this is what your strength looks like, this is what we're looking for. We also look at resting pelvic muscle tone, endurance, coordination, and we do this each time the patient comes to therapy. When they go home, they do not have the technology, obviously, but they have homework that they practice. And then once they come back, we check and compare from session to session to make sure that we're giving the right exercises and that we're improving strength from as the weeks go on.
It was a friend of Lacey's, Lauren, and she was my physical therapist. And so we discussed, I was telling her about some issues that I had, and she told me about Lacey. And I said, you know, I'd really like to try that. And she told me a little bit about it, and I had some issues that I thought Lacey would be able to help me with. And consequently, that's exactly what happened. She was able to help me with a lot of things that had been on my mind and I'd been worried about. Because I have frequent things to happen to me, and I didn't want to have surgery, in other words. And so throughout this sessions that we've had, it's all worked. It's been very beneficial.
Strengthening is, I would say, only about 50% of what goes on here, though. The other 50% is education. I think it's extremely important to educate the patient on how the bladder and how the pelvic muscles work together so that you can use those muscles to retrain and to eliminate the symptoms.
She gives me a lot of information that I can use at home. Everything we go through, she gives me papers that have the instructions for things that I can do at home, the exercises I can do at home, and which is really beneficial to me.
Patients really feel so much better about themselves after coming to therapy. I have lots of patients who will come in and say, I can't go anywhere without going straight to a restroom. And then they'll a few weeks later come back and say, I went to eat dinner and I didn't even have to go to the restroom the whole time I was there. That's huge.
I'm at the end of it, end of my sessions now, and everything she got me up to exactly where she wanted me to be, the percentage-wise. And so I'm good to go. I'm can graduate now. And that's what I'm going to do.
As an occupational therapist, it's a very rewarding feeling to know that you've changed someone's quality of life. And that's really what it's all about. We look at the computer a lot when we're doing our exercises, and everyone says, what number do I have to, how strong do I have to be to get rid of my symptoms? And there's no set number. There's no set, if you contract your muscles and squeeze to 20 millivolts, you won't leak anymore. It's different for every single patient. It's specific to each individual. And when people are very dedicated to exercising and to and making the changes that are necessary, they see huge impacts. Their results are amazing, and they tell everybody they know now. They talk about it all the time because they feel like everybody needs to know about this place, and you've got to come to therapy. It helped me so much. For more information, you can look us up at peakphysicaltherapy.com or call us at 225-292-2526. The Peak Pelvic Floor Clinic is located on Jefferson Highway in between Bluebonnet and Airline. I really thought that this Bluebonnet Jefferson area was a great place to be to accommodate patients coming from all parts of Baton Rouge. If you come and see us at the Peak Pelvic Floor Clinic, I promise to help improve your quality of life, make you feel comfortable, and help get your life back.
We thank you so much to the Peak Performance folks for supporting Cox 4. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to meet Buddy Lee, and we're going to talk about cruising for a cure. Stay with us on Across Louisiana.